Lincoln County R3 School District is using the PLC process. In the PLC process, there are 4 crucial questions that we need to answer. Question 1, what do you want the students to learn? Question 2, how will we know if they have learned it? Question 3, what will we do if they don't learn it? And question 4, what will we do if they already know it? My focus for today in the professional development is this question 4. What will we do if they already know it? I want to discuss what we can do with those Q4 kids, those kids that already know it. So I'm going to go over some slides on how we can extend their learning and enrich their learning. The first slide is going to cover some differentiation for the Q4 kids. How can we extend their learning? One way is to do it is through content, like providing more challenging text, focusing on overall trends and patterns instead of facts and details, studying problems that do not have a clear solution, or we can look at different products that they can produce as an extension. We can allow a variety of materials. We can have them use multiple intelligences, such as hands-on learning, listening, and we can involve the students in creating the scoring guides. We can assign them tasks that are real world. A third way we can differentiate for our Q4 kids is by the process. We can allow for flexible groupings, we can create specialized learning centers, and we can just encourage creativity and reward risk-taking. Some strategies we can do to motivate these Q4 kids for this differentiated learning would be to provide fewer drill and practice, give the students choices of activities and choices of what they want to learn, and allowing them to be self-directed. Some things we can do with our curriculum and strategies we can use is to provide them opportunities for open-ended and self-directed activities, provide instruction to research skills so they have the skills to be able to do things on their own, provide independent learning opportunities, and there's so much more. The next thing I want to talk about is tiered assignments. So this just helps the extension of learning for those Q4 kids, as well as those kids who struggle. I have an example of what a tier 3 lesson might look like, and some ways to really ratchet up their learning. I also have a tiered lesson plan where the lesson can be divided up into what to do with each level of students for their learning. So take a look at these and see if they might help you out in the classroom. I'm going to start first with ELA, how we can help those extension kids learn better. Probably the most common thing that we all have is the accelerated reader program. This can really help kids to set goals and really push themselves. What you may not be aware of is that within this accelerated reader program, especially at the higher level texts, there are different kinds of quizzes. We have the regular quiz that the students are used to taking, but for those advanced students, they can do the literacy skills tests, which offer more in-depth questioning and using inferencing and deeper thought questions. And there are also some vocabulary tests, which quiz the students using context clues on the vocabulary that's been embedded in the story they were reading. Another ELA program is something called Who's Reading, and it's a free program where students can read their books, and it accelerates reading comprehension and writing skills. And the students will log in, and it will ask them questions, it will have them write about their book, and then it will give them advice or ideas on how to make things better. And this can be a very individualized program for those students who really love to read. I have included a couple videos at the bottom of the slide to help you learn more about the Who's Reading program. Next, I would like to discuss with you some more ELA. We have Westside 66, and this is a great website that you could use to assign students things on particular skills. For example, in ELA, they have what they call mini sparks. And for example, there's one on literary devices, such as how to use a flashback in your writing, or there is one on descriptive writing, just to help your students become better writers for those students who love to write. There's a various number of these mini sparks as well as various subjects on this web page, so they can be assigned in ELA, science, math. There are numerous. The next thing I want to show you is the Khan Academy. This as well has various subject matters, and when we go to the Khan Academy and we look under ELA, they actually have units already set up for you. And if we look at one that's listed as a reading language arts for 3rd grade, and it's called PETS. And in each of these units, they will show you building knowledge. They will have close reading for informational texts, videos to watch, and practice lessons. They will have close reading for opinions, videos, and practice. And they will have vocabulary knowledge, practicing that, as well as reading for understanding, fiction and poetry, and other things in these units as well. These are various grade levels, but can be assigned as you wanted to assign them. The next things I want to go over are some extensions that can cover a wide variety of subjects. There is a web page called Wonderopolis, and for those students who just have free time or just want to investigate some of their own learning, this is a wonderful place to go. When you open up the website, the one for today is called Why Do Wolves Howl at the Moon? And it involves videos, articles to read, and there are also a test to show what you have learned. On this website, it also covers where you can put in your own questions, and then this group of people will search out that answer for you as well. And there's also some videos called Wonders with Charlie, where he does all kinds of things that your students can be fully engaged and learning from. Also, there is to go along with Wonderopolis, there's, like we used before, the website Westside 66 that offers the many different subjects. PBS also has a wonderful interactive learning site. We go to the ELA portion, and you'll be able to see that you can choose from literature, informational text, writing. We take a look at the reading foundational skills, and you can see the options you have. You can filter it by grade. You can filter it by type. There's videos, interactive lessons, lesson plans, video learning, audio learning. So there's many choices. And along with the ELA, the PBS Learning also has various subjects. Along with the various subjects, there is something called Genius Hour or 20 Time, and this allows students to really dive deep into something that they're passionate about. And there are a couple of websites listed here that you can look into. There's a website called Know It All, and it has lessons and videos for various subject matter. If we go to the ELA version of Know It All, we can see that it pulls up different stories. So if I click on Cinderella Stories, and it'll give us lesson overviews. It will give us an essential question such as, what are the similarities and differences that you notice in the 3 versions of Cinderella? It will give you the preparation, the lessons, the resources, and the standards and assessments. So it does offer a wide variety of things for the students to do. And the next slide shows a few little things for math that your students can do for extending their learning. The websites of Greg Tang and Ken have all kinds of daily puzzles and challenges for students. And then with a little bit of money, there's a webpage called Mrs. J's. They're math mysteries, and those could be, shared with your fellow coworkers. The next thing I want to show is kid contests. There are lots of contests out there for students. Sometimes these Q4 kids are very motivated and want to do well and want to prove themselves. And what a better way to do that by challenging them or having them write. There's web pages for poetry contests, geography bees. There's a one called Philosophy Jam. There's even some for children's paintings. There are also several magazines for those students who love to write, like Cricket Magazine and others, that will publish students as authors, and they can see their writing in real life form. Some of the other things that are available are there is a National Science Bee, a Math Bee, there's a Caribou Math competition. All of these can really motivate the students to continue their learning and show what they've learned. The next slide I'm going to talk about is something about educational podcasts. These are wonderful programs that can fully engage students and help in their learning, especially for those auditory learners. So they can pick the subjects or pick what they want to listen to and be fully engaged in gaining knowledge. One of them is called Who Smarted? And Who Smarted has various episodes that you can pick from things like, can you land a plane on the highway? Why are trees crucial to humans' survival? And what's cooking? So there's hundreds of episodes, and this program also offers kidcasts where kids have actually created their own podcasts. You can also sign up for free study guides and home activities for each of the Who Smarted educational podcasts. I've listed 4 websites here, including Scholastic, of various webcasts and podcasts that are just made for children and for educational purposes. And it may be something that your auditory learners or they learn and they want to create their own podcast, and that can be a great way for them to share the things that they've learned and then have their peers and others listen to it. I've given you a page with some additional enrichment programs, some by the Smithsonian. I believe the district has a Breakout EDU subscription, and there are also there are also a website for kids to learn a foreign language. You can go to www.youtubekids.com and they can type in speaking Spanish, speaking Italian, speaking French, and it's going to give them kid-safe videos on how to learn a language. And it can just really boost their knowledge and perhaps bring up a new interest for them. I've also given some social studies extensions. Once again, with website Westside 66 with its mini Sparks, they have social studies there as well. And there's a webpage called Past and Present, where it compares the two and it has videos and audio and various things. The last thing I want to show you are some inventories. If you need to know your students' interests so you know what to search for them to help them to gain knowledge on what they want to learn, there's a website called Interestalizer and a page over here that the students can fill out. And there is a specific ELA inventory that will help you learn about students' reading and writing habits and their enjoyment. I hope that this Google Slides has been helpful for you in working with those Q4 kids and how to reach them and how to challenge them. If you have any questions, please contact me at Hawk Point Elementary, and my email is woods, WOODS, at troy.k12.mo.us. Thank you for listening. Thank you for watching. Thank you for participating.